Welcome back to another episode of the Hip Hop Happy Hour podcast. I am your host, Brad Baily. What up, Corner Crew? Welcome back. Want to give a shout out to y'all, as always, for tuning in. And I want to make an announcement. I know I did a little announcement on Facebook yesterday, but we are doing the 50th celebration of hip hop on August 4th at Starlight, Southbridge, Massachusetts. Y'all saw the lineup posted: Joe Grizzly headlining, Genosha Records, Shy Elemental, Chach, Speak the Rebel, Freddie Black. It's going to be an outstanding night for hip hop, and y'all need to really come on out and support your boys. You know what I'm saying? But without further ado, let's bring up this week's guest, the homie Anu El Bay.
Hey,
Yo, what up, bro? What up?
what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Living life, man. You know how it is.
Yeah.
But happy birthday, my brother. We know it was yesterday, but we extend our greetings and hope you enjoyed your day. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I had a blast, man. I spent time with my wife and my best friend. It was pretty cool. And it was very calm, I didn't want it to be like so hype,
I feel you on that, bro.
Just change it up.
I like my day. I like to keep my day nice and calm and collected. So.
Yeah. It's very therapeutical.
Hell yeah, it definitely is. So, the way we like to kick this off is we want you to tell us about who you are, what you do, and what you're about.
All right, word up. All right, cool. Well, um, as a lot of people know, I'm a producer. Been producing for about, I'll say like 7, 8. I've been with the Dead Poet Society about like 5. With Marvelous, Marv put me on to a lot, which is like really cool to have opportunities to be like in positions to succeed and stuff like that. So to have that opportunity alone, especially being from out here, it's really great. Like, because we don't get like acknowledged the way we should be really actually acknowledged for our talents and gifts. Um, in other aspects that we have as well, not just like the music, entertainment, and stuff like that. But um, but yeah, so I started doing shows. Like I started doing shows like every like Friday. It was shows ran by women. It was pretty cool. They did ciphers and stuff like that. So I was able to bring like boom bap and like change it up from like them cats with the 808s. Like, you know what I mean? I used to go there before making music, and I used to like listen to them like I'm like, I can't do this. Like, this is too much of a vibe that's not for me. So I got put in positions to basically do some shows after I started like mastering like certain arts of sampling. Um, and I just carried on. From there. It was a point where I ended up having a show, and I had a show with this cat named Hydro from out here in Hartford. And he sorry, I got a cat. Sorry, bro.
No worries.
Um, so yeah, so I had a show up there. I met him. That's where I met Marv. Which was cool, like, cause Marv had like the smoked out show, and that shit was fire. And I had to leave a little early, but everybody, like, I saw the videos afterwards, and like what was how it went and stuff like that. And like that shit was fire. Cass was rapping on my beats. I was shy. I was like, oh shit. Like so like I get we exchanged information before I left, so I just end up sticking with him, like just sticking with home, and he ended up showing me some ropes and putting me on, and introduced me to Rec Ali. And you know what I mean, I used to listen to crazy because I used to listen to Rec back in like fucking 2016, I'll say. I used to, because I skate a lot, so I listened to a lot of hip hop and like all types of music. So that's when I was really trying to get into more of like actual hip hop back then. But like, yeah, so I ended up meeting him, and he put me on, and me and Rec just like working and stuff. Like, started working a lot on some joints, and not only with him, I worked with like Denku, did an EP with him and Bofat. Shout outs to them. Definitely. I got some shit coming out with Grind Wave too. Like shout outs to Grind Wave. I appreciate them a lot. They're
Shout out to the homies.
like they do their thing and they got their own style that's like originated from their own energy, which is pretty cool. I think that is pretty fucking dope that they can just come out and out nowhere Grind Wave. Like it's that Grim Reaper shit. Like
Right.
you know.
All the New England cats have their own vibe, and they all been doing their thing. Like everybody that's in this scene has been really putting in a lot of work. And I've had a lot of the guys on the podcast too, and we talk about that. We talk about how the New England scene has really been seems like they're putting in the most work. To
Yo, yeah, it's freaking crazy. Honestly, I think it's incredible because, um, I think it's incredible because like it's about time that we actually like use that. I feel like I said, I can't get enough of saying that. I can't like we got to be able to use those gifts because it's something that can be built and like if we all can like use those skills to build and just keep building and shit like that, like business is going to be business and that's going to come naturally, but it's easy to build but it's hard to like come together and use your traits and like combine them like doing a collab, you know what I mean? It's hard to do that, especially out here sometimes, like literally. Especially literally, I can say that in Hartford. Yes, in Hartford, it's kind of hard to do that.
It's such a small market.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. There's so much competition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the vibe, and that's always been the vibe of hip hop. It's built on competition. So then that just accelerates the competition, and like you have to be ferocious. You really do. In your marketing and everything, you have to hit him over that. Speak the rebel. He's the way you buy my album. Everybody knows buy my album because he's hitting you over the head with it every single day. So you have to have some sort of strategy. You really do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Hey, you can come in, baby. You want to come in? Sorry.
Nah, no worries, man. Do you think? We live. We go with it. Whatever happens. Uncensored, uncut. That's how we like to keep around here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Speaking of the Hartford scene being so small and competitive, what is it like for you as a producer trying to get heard?
Out here, I'm already, I'm from, like I said, I'm from out here, so it's like I'm already known before doing music.
Right.
So like, which is pretty cool. I feel like because I skate, you know what I mean. So like, I was known for skating and like a longboard, so I was known for that. And being wild as hell with that shit before anything, and just rolling with like 100 skaters out here. But like when it comes to music, I say it's not really hard to be seen because I can literally take my equipment and just go park up and just make beats. And just make beats and just be like doing my thing. So it's never hard to like get like noticed or anything like that. Like I think it's nothing. I just think that it's more difficult trying to work with people and trying to be on the same page, even like in the business aspect, because in the position that I'm in, if I work with like a local, if I work with a local and they don't listen to the guidelines or whatever that, the little policies I got going on,
right,
then I can't really like, and they could be the dopest MC in the world, but they steady putting out shit like this. Like, and I'm like, hey, who are you trying to reach? Really? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's one thing if you reach an audience, the audience is supposed to be the most naturalist thing to come to you, like a fan base. You know what I mean? When your music speaks for itself. But like, it's just certain things I can't really do when it comes to like working with people. It's just but trying to get seen is really never like an issue. It's just take the seriousness. It's what the people come and they be like, hey, let's work, let's do this, let's do that, and we don't never work. So I'll be like, nah, this is corny. I can't I have to ignore these things because it's gonna distract me. Like, you know what I mean? But other than that, there's some people out here that's like straight fire, and they do put in that work, and this they got a good amount of like how do you say they got a good enough amount of view to be seen to where it's like, and they know what they're doing. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool to work with some people, but then like not all of them. It's like, and it's like it's weird because it's a few. It's just a few selective of people that you can like work with. You know. So that's why I'm glad I'm like linked up with people like Marvin because they like already been through the scenes of all of this, and you know what I mean, and knows how this shit goes, and actually can like how you say guide you in a certain way as well, even if
Right.
you don't. I feel like you don't need it. It's still there. It's still there to keep over your head, and still be introduced to great people as well. So um it just I'd rather be getting seen like somewhere like I like Mass. Like I like Mass. Mass to me is lit. New York is lit.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I like Mass. I ain't gonna hold you. I like Mass. I don't know. It's like a fight between New York and Mass with me. Cause like you guys are lit. Like you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
both scenes are really popping all the time, and they have been for
exactly.
years. That's really
Exactly.
dope, and they're very different too.
Mhm.
I mean, very very different.
Exactly. Like
Totally opposite scene.
exactly. I wanted to actually say, dude, I appreciate you doing this podcast and like, like reaching to the people
Thank
as
you,
well too. So
thank you,
I
man.
do appreciate that. I wanted to tell you that in person.
This is
Um,
actually our 50th episode. I forgot to say it at the
oh
intro.
wow.
Episode number 50, so that's pretty dope. Yeah, yeah. We started
Oh
a
shit.
little over a year ago. Trying to keep it going.
Must
We got some dope guests always lined up. So that's always it's never a shortage of artists that we can reach out to. So that's what's dope.
yeah, yeah.
That's what's good about the internet. We reach each other from here to Australia and back. I say it all the time. It's a wild west, but it's also a very great place sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
it can be
That's
utilized. It can be utilized the right way.
that's true.
But I'm with you on working with artists because I've done this. I've done like the booking of shows and all that. And some people, you're right. It's hard to work with some people. Some people
Mhm.
are great to work with, and they're so easy going, and all right, let's just get it done. And then there's some people that are total divas, and they shouldn't be. They haven't reached that level to be a diva,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they be
And,
showing.
it's crazy too, and it's like where I have the most time, like the hard time, like with doing is I feel like people have a hard time with communication.
Yes, for sure.
That's and I'm learning that with life period. Like I'm going through healing processes and stuff like that. So like, so like I'm healing from a lot of like tragic stuff that happened like a while back. So it's like I'm glad to be in a position there with my wife and stuff like that. So and to be able to like to how do you say to transform into a better person.
Hmm.
I'm already a better person. I'm just saying, like in a higher dimension type shit. Like it's
We
just
evolve every single day, man. It takes time.
yeah, it does.
It really does.
It's just like it's just the communication part. Like if I feel like if I tell people all the time, hey, if you don't like this, let me know. If you want this to be changed, like I'm all for the creation and making anything however a person wants it to be made in any way. You get what I'm saying? So um I'm not I'm not like a difficult person to really work with, but I feel like if you don't communicate to me, I ain't about to say shit to you. So
Exactly.
so I'm like, well, I don't know what this person wants. So hey, we're not really communicating. Like I posted through the album with somebody out here, and I was just like sending them beats because he paid me and shit. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm with it. I'm with it. This is business here. So Cat never like hit me back. Like, he paid me. Like I said, he paid me, but he ain't never hit me back. Like, hey, y'all like this one. I like this one. And everything I make is fire, first of all. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and like I'm not even bragging. It's just I think that I'm very talented and I got the potential of like ill ass nigga. Excuse my language, but um, I think that and I can use my creativity to like reach people and stuff like that. So I just think that when it comes to communicating is like one of the biggest thing in doing this as a whole. When it comes to creating your project, when it comes to even business, like money wise, like you know what I mean? Like I mean, that's why it's good to partially have your paperwork right, but at the same time, the communication is just a thorough thing, and I feel like it's a hard thing for people to communicate with me. Like, I don't know if I come off aggressive or some shit, but like,
Right.
I'm very calm. Like, Very calm. You go, come on.
Sometimes people
Live,
can't
baby.
take straight honesty. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You have to be straight up and honest in business. You have to be.
Yeah.
There can't be no shady shit going on, because when you're fucking with money, that's when you really play with people's emotions. And
Yeah.
yeah, for real, So you
Yeah.
got to be
Hey, that's
straight.
my rent right there. It's like,
Exactly, exactly. Especially for someone that's not making any money. So if
yeah.
there's a little money that comes through, it's like that's important. People
Yeah.
gotta realize that.
You
And
know, it's crazy. And you're so totally right about that, bro. Like, it's weird. Like, people started messaging me right after, and like, people started say, "What up?"
there you go.
I got my wife here too, Brody, bro. Hey,
What
say
up?
hi. Say, hey, we live, baby. We live. Yes.
What up?
All right. Yeah. Can you you go she likes the things you got her. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Well, yeah. So like I said, it's I had these cats message me, and he's like, first of all, his approach. I'm one on big one approaches. I hate weird approaches, because then that's when I'm gonna respond weird. Like, listen, I don't like the way you just came and approached me.
Hmm.
This is uncomfortable. So he messaged me. He's like, yo, can I get a beat? And I said, wait, what? Can I get a beat? I said, bro, first of all, your approach is crazy. I can't do those. Like, and he's like, come on, man, I'm up and coming. I said, what the fuck? Me too. Like,
Right, we're all up and coming, bro.
like, what you want me to do for you, bro? I can't resonate with that process you got going on in your head. Like, and so it gets to where it's like a waste of time. Like, I feel like it's a waste of time working with, like, even just talking to certain people. Like, I don't like when people message me for no reason. Thank you. I hate when people message me for no reason. I hate when I just don't like it. If I want to work, we're gonna work. You know what I mean? And when hard people have a hard time, what are you saying? Paying. I hate that. That is one thing when it comes to business, especially if this is the only source of income, or for some people in life. You know what I mean? Doing this, then I feel like that business should be taken care of and taken seriously, because that's the same thing. Like, that business is your emotions. That's part of your emotions, bro. So the same way I got to deal with your emotions in a way where I got to be respectful, I need that to be taken serious as well. You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. I look
Right.
at it like human movement. Like, but like, other than that, I just I try to, like, I learn from a lot, bro. I learn a lot, but I like working with a lot of people. I like working with the people I'm working with now, like, Grime Wave, Weapon, all these people. Weapon out and Ghost, shout outs to them. I'm doing the show with them as well, so that's gonna be fun.
July 1st. I'll be there.
Yes.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that I opened up. I opened up for them the other what was it, on the 4th or 3rd of July or something like that last time.
Yeah.
And that was lit. Listen, let me tell you, that was lit. My wife was there. She was hyped. I was hyped. I was like, oh, like, and Ghost had the beats rocking and shit, so that it was pretty cool. I threw my beats down, and Weapon was like destroyed it. So I'm looking forward for him to destroy some more music um at the show. So and I'm more glad that I'm working with Rec Ali. Like, who better to get your music out and like to be heard through your music? No better than Rec Ali.
Right.
And
Shout out to Rec, man.
and like, and Tone Spliff and DJ Trey. Like, I kept listening to the Corona Killer from the album Back to Mecca too. I did a record Ali, bro, and like the cuts are so like hip hop. It's like I keep saying, like, dang, I want to bring the essence of hip hop, and I keep listening to cuts, and I'm like, dang, this is the actual essence of hip hop that I actually want in here, and I feel like it should be, not should be, but I feel like it's different. It's not like what you would still hear now, but it's
Right.
something you would picture in your head to be played in the '90s. If you can hear it, I know you can smell the '90s inside this music. You know what I mean? That's the type of energy I want, where I want my vibrations off my music to be like something you can feel and smell, like, that's from the '90s.
Right.
So
Something that brings you back to a certain point in your youth. I feel that
exactly.
because I grew up. My whole teens were straight through the '90s. I was born in 1980, so
Yeah.
right in that point, 1990, 10 years old. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the '90s hold a special place in my heart for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
But as a producer, what is your process? Because you're very unique. You are a very unique individual compared to everyone else. We all know this. And
Mm-hmm.
so, what is your process and your way of jumping into beats? How do you go about it?
Uh, how do I honestly how I'm gonna explain this? That's a good question. I appreciate that question.
Yeah.
Um, he's hitting right on the targets. Like I like that. so so my process of honestly I have to get like I make music based off emotions. Everything I make has to be off an emotion. The sample I pick, however I layer it, however I do it, however I loop it, is going to be based off an emotion. Even if it's something, even if I could switch to that emotion, you know what I mean. If I could switch to that emotion with music and sound, um, that's like the main like process of it. Because if I'm just doing it where I'm like making like mathematics with it. Like I don't like doing like I don't like using music like mathematics. I
Mm.
like using music like something you're gonna feel. Like if it's like if a person was to play a cello, right, and they sitting there calm and graceful and like and looking intimate and like sensual playing the cello, that's something they feeling right there. So why not be able to use manipulate that with the machine? You know what I mean? Um so like I'll like find whatever sample that resonates with my emotion, you know. If I had a day of romance and I'm vibing with my wife and stuff like that, then I'll like have like Barry White, you know what I mean? I'll Barry White moods. Like you listen to Barry White moods, you'll be like, dang, I can feel the intensity of this sample, you know, or like some Patti LaBelle or something like that, you know, something that's gonna go based off your emotions. And like the drums, I just feel like when it comes to drum wise comes off with emotions too. Like, huh? Yeah, like the grimy. I'm always gonna love. That's the thing. I'm always gonna love the grimy. Like, I love the griminess because that's what I feel like. The griminess is it has like a weird darkness that can basically help people express that darkness and bring it out instead of keeping it in. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because it's crazy because I'm using it in the way of like a mental health point of view too. Because when they keep all that darkness in, and they just harboring that shit instead of just coming out, speaking it out, so others can get heard and they can be able to be validated by letting they do what they love to do speak for them. You know what I mean? Um, so I feel like as a producer, I can be able to provide that sound to help them speak whatever they feel in their heart. So I like using emotions when it comes to music and stuff like that. You know, um, that's like a big process for me. Um, but like I don't get curious when it comes to vinyls and be like, hey, I need to go crate dig. Like, nah, if I don't have vinyls, then I'll go crate dig.
Mm.
But other than that, I got so much. Um, oh, that's lit. I appreciate your approach to making music. Oh, um, that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. But yeah,
So now you said emotion many times. You use emotion. What emotion do you use the most?
he,
Hey, use it. Do you use that romantic side or that grimy,
I
angry?
use everything. I use every damn thing,
Sure,
man.
what's your answer?
I'm gonna use every emotion. I don't care what it is. If I'm sad, I'll sample some Ahmad Jamal. He'll have some ill piano like the Garden of Peace by Ahmad Jamal. Like if you hear that, that is like a sad emotional type of sample. Some if you want something like laid back and you feel like you want to think and be in the distance, you know, look into the distance, and you give you like a Lonnie Liston Smith type of, you know what I mean? So like, and if you're feeling mad, then you go and you just get some weird grungy sample from like some MF Doom inspired type of vibe that like the villains like the villain shit that movies that he used a villain documentary for some of his intros. I peeped because I have the documentary. I have the documentary for it, and like and then whatever I'm feeling, I'll use that. And like Bruno Nicolai, he's has a lot of horror samples as well. Um, a lot of horror samples that kind of do resonate with the emotion. So, But yeah.
Talks about how horror samples work so well with hip hop. Also, they go very well. I think so, especially with that grimy boom bap sound. Somebody like a Grime Wave or someone like that, they could use horror samples all day long and get away with it
Mm.
by their
Yeah.
individual sounds. Yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Exactly. And Grind Wave be, let me tell you, Grind Wave be like murdering that shit.
Mm.
Like like I'm gonna give credit and respect where that shit is definitely due. And like I feel like some people really don't like low key. They don't get like people need to be recognized a little bit more harder these days because they got their talent. They got their own style.
Mm.
They have their own style. Not many people say that group have their own style, and I feel like motherfuckers are sleeping on them like low key. Like they got their own style. They got that grimy shit you felt in fucking high school. Like then until now, that makes
Right.
sense. You felt back in the days until now. Like you know what I mean? And I feel like cats like Weapon, they make that soul and hip hop good shit that's gonna make you feel real good, and at the same time gonna make you feel grungy like you in the sewers as well. Like everybody has their own style. You know, like me, I want you to feel like you went out of space and time traveling at the same time. you know?
I want to move on to a little segment we got around here. We call it "What's Your Issue." Now,
Mm-hmm.
this could be any little pet peeve that you got going on in the world, or it could be a world and an issue you want to talk about. So, Anuel Bay, what's your issue?
My issue. Oh my god. All right. My issue is is the fact that can I have more than one issue?
You can have two issues today.
All right, cool. Two issues today. Word. All right, let's get it. Two issues today. Cats being sexist and people destroying nature. Two issues. Um, I gotta explain those issues?
Yeah, go ahead. You gotta
All right,
do.
oh,
You gotta
good.
tell us
Let's
about these
go.
issues, man. You gotta
All
tell us.
right, so let's talk about these issues. All right, so and don't get me wrong, I'm not a perfect nigga, but I'm not falling in this category right here. All right, and I don't say no, but anyone is. It's just in general that happens in life. But the sexist, the disrespect towards women in a way, where it's this is the time where this is the time where women are clapping back. First of all, they clapping back like a motherfucker, and I got an issue that motherfuckers got a problem with that. And I'm like a person who is I'm down for what like for the women's empowerment. That's just what it is. All the women just coming together like no matter what they saying or rapping about, I don't give a fuck. It's just the fact that they're all coming together in some way. They coming together in empowerment. They coming together in the hood. They coming together everywhere. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Even the people who like even like Nicki Minaj and all these people, they're like meeting with new cats and they you know what I mean? They like combining the future with the past together. So it's like they all coming together and I feel like it gets tore down a lot. It gets tore down a lot, and women in general gets tore down a lot and don't get treated. Um, and that's my damn. That's one of the biggest issues. Is that I feel like niggas need to learn to be vulnerable, and to be able to respect women and to talk your emotions out. If you're gonna spend that your life with that person, to talk it out and to work shit out like an adult, and a person who wants to transform into a higher being and not use those negative traits of your lower self. And other issue is nature. The fact that it's to where women have to get checked for bulimia A or some shit like that. It's where you got to get the levels of plastic. It's from a documentary about it where I watched. I've been on a documentary street, bro. Um, and they have to check the levels in their body for plastic to because they cannot get pregnant. It'll prevent them from being pregnant or having complications with getting pregnant. You know what I mean? Or they have like fucking miscarriages and some shit like that because of some abnormal shit in their body that's happening, you know, over the normal everyday life shit that they do, um, or stuff they eat. Um, and like the fact that we need to take care of nature as well. I want to get that out there. Nature and not animals. Facts. Because um, I feel like we don't do enough when it comes to saving like our environment, using clean air, or using resources just to keep our environment clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. We destroy. We're technically a parasite. We're a virus. Technically, the human race is technically a virus when it comes down to it, and we're a virus on the face of Earth. So if we don't learn how to counteract that virus, we'll never learn how to clean it up either.
Exactly.
Look at the fires in Canada, man, just doing reckless
Mm.
shit across the country. I've been I've
Mm-hmm.
been I've been like had this cold for at least 2 weeks now, and it hasn't even gotten any better because of the air quality and all this other crap that's going on in the air. It's like
Mm-hmm.
can't shake it, and I don't never have a cold this long. It's like we've all started to evolve. Our immune systems are getting weaker because of the environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a terrible thing. It's freaking hard, and I don't think how many generations before it's over. You know,
Facts.
how long can you push the earth? Because the earth will definitely push back.
Exactly.
For sure.
See, that's true. Facts. And nature, spiritually, nature not going like nature not about to put up with that shit. Like nature just like, hey, I'm tired of y'all. I'm gonna destroy this shit because y'all not really like tapping into y'all shit and y'all so far gone. I gotta reset this shit. I gotta
Right.
do a little reset and let this earth move back to what it needs to be. And whoever that's alive gonna be the procreators of life, like in the future. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, now we gotta like I watched fucking San Andreas, bro, with the earthquake.
Right.
That shit had me fucked up. Well, you know with the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. Earthquake is wild, and for me, I feel like it gives me a little anxiety because I'd be like, damn, the earthquake turned into like a tsunami. You know, like it went to one small earthquake just because the world wasn't like getting taken care of. You know what I mean? Like the climate changes and like the ice meltings and like the fucking what is it Mount? That's not Mount Everest with the ice. I think that's not Mount Everest, but I said Mount Everest, Antarctica. My bad. I'm high now. That was stupid as fuck.
Geography. I feel you. Horrible at geography.
It is and it's hard. I feel like it's hard for like a lot of people to keep up. There's a vast amount of people who love this shit and keep up with it, and mad appreciations to like those people and like love to them as well. But um, it's just we gotta kind of do better ourselves. Like even with eating food, the meats, bro. Like this shit nasty. I don't eat meat, bro. Like I don't get me wrong. I'll eat some fish and a little pescatarian, but I don't touch that meat shit, bro. I'm good. Like
Right.
I can't touch the milk. Like like yeah, man. The way they it's not even just that. It's the fact that not only with the way they keep the animals, it's the way what the food does to your body. Like how you're I feel like when you eat that flesh, bro, you putting that flesh in your body, you're altering some part of your DNA in some way because that shit goes into your bloodstream, and it's hard to low key. Some of that food is hard to digest, and we thinking we digesting that shit all along, eating it every fucking day. How the fuck is is that much amount of chicken able to digest in your body that fast? Like, or you know what I mean, or meats because they don't really clean it. Like the process of how they do it when they cut like the cows and shit like that and make meats and grind burgers and shit like that. They don't clean up the area. They do all that shit right there, and like and the chickens and stuff too. They keep them like 1,000 of them in a cage. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like Bill Gates, that nigga own a hella farmland. So it's like, bro, like all this stuff you're gonna have to end up like having to resort to being how do you say like you're gonna have to basically resort to doing this shit yourself, growing your own foods and all that shit. Even from eating, like fasting, like this shit that we even do to ourselves. What we do to ourselves, we do to the world and the universe. You know what I mean? It like what we do to ourselves in the universe, and it comes back and forth. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a cycle, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like a yin and yang cycle.
I want to go back to the like how food is. I cook for a living, so how food's processed, grown, and whatnot. Chickens. The United States have gotten so good at breeding chickens with such large breasts that the chickens can't even stand up anymore, bro. That's
Yo,
how crazy it is.
yo, they grow like they be having like deformed legs and shit. They
Yeah,
be trying to walk.
they look like they've been working out and they're all swole up for like they've been working out for 25 years. It's wild. It really is. It's wild of what they do to produce more from one animal.
Exactly.
It's hard to really get away from it, and even like living like with like a whole food diet or trying to be gluten free, you can almost not get away with ingesting some sort of animal product. And a
Exactly.
lot of those companies that say they're animal free are kind of lying to you, because somewhere along that process there has to be something that has to had some sort of animal byproduct in it. So it is wild. But the United States has gotten so good at mass production and just get it out there, pump it. It's almost like how hip hop has been with mass production, man. It's like everything is instant gratification. We want it now. Give it to us this week, next week, and the week after.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on? Because I like to talk about this subject. Is
What
the
you just
mass
said?
production of hip hop? What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on the how many releases there are nowadays?
Oh my God.
It's wild.
Oh man. All right.
You had 27 projects drop in one day. You know what I mean?
Yo,
It's
like
crazy.
it's fucking crazy. I feel like the underground dropping more shit than the mainstream niggas.
Oh, for sure.
Facts. I feel like and it's crazy as hell. From like even if it's just one cat, like I feel like cats like Rome Streets, Recognize Ali, like RJ Payne. These cats come out with consistent crazy projects
Mm.
like this, like fucking clockwork and and it's crazy how you see so much people and so many artists and so much people come out with so much shit and there's a lot of artists. All I know, there's a lot of fucking artists out here. It's like a food chain. It's like a little food chain. Everybody trying to climb at the top, but it's I think it's fucking bananas. It's like a bloodbath, bro. Like like
Exactly. Exactly. It's too much, I think, at sometimes. It's
mhm.
not. There's no anticipation. You're not waiting on. You don't hear in a month or two there's going to be such and such an album dropping. You actually get excited about it because you're like, okay, I just heard an album from that dude 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? That's
Exactly.
it's rough.
Yeah.
It is rough for
I,
sure.
I feel like, and that's crazy. That's crazy. You mentioned what you just mentioned, right? It were kind of reminding me, like, because they were like, it's because you know what it is because it's so much that they heard that cat 2 weeks ago and they don't really want. They're like, all right, well, I like what I heard, but I don't really want to listen to you right now. That's because of how much, like you said, the anticipation. Cat you keep putting out so much shit to where it's so many artists out here, niggas not gonna want to listen to you. You know what I mean? You're not gonna really be heard. Like it's just gonna be. Is I
You
feel
don't
like
have time. You don't have time. There's too much.
exactly, and I feel like it's just gonna end up being new people. That's just new fan. It's just like whoever gonna listen to you at that point is gonna be just new fans, and as of how much stuff you keep coming out with. Um, like if you're not at a certain level with it, like the main people I could say that's getting paid attention to is like Rome Streets.
Mm, yeah.
That man's getting paid attention to. So like he can make a consistent music and then cats will be like, all right, I'm about to blast this shit all day. Like
Mm.
Recognize Ali, he makes mad music. You know what I mean? So like cats are gonna be like, well, fuck, I gotta check this out. You know what I mean? Because you never know who the hell Recognize Ali going who he gonna have a feature with. Like, first of all, you don't know what he gonna come out with. It's one of those uh you can wait, but I can't wait. But I gotta listen to this shit now when as soon as it comes out or pre-order it or whatever the case may be. But when you just consistently just putting shit out on YouTube and like that shit don't like do anything. Like and that shit don't do anything. It doesn't even like if I don't give a damn. It's on Spotify. Oh, we got an album out each week, and then like and I feel like cat. It goes to where cats complain about not having too much support.
Right. There's a reason. It's just there's
yeah,
too much going on. Too much going on. So
yeah.
you, especially if you're one of the people putting it out every week or every 2 weeks. Why did my album get so many plays? Because you put out 3 albums this month.
hmm You know, and you know another thing too, where the reason why some people don't listen or pay attention because too, like that is they gotta watch what they do on the social media.
True.
That's that's a big thing, bro. Like because
People, shit like that. That
mm,
turns a lot of people off. I actually had a recent conversation with an artist on through Instagram Messenger. He kept spamming every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I get a new video or a new something from him, and I know it's not just me. I know he's spamming a lot of people with it. So after about a week or so, I replied to him. I was like, dude, you might want to settle down. You know, that approach really doesn't work. I've seen it fail. Well,
Exactly.
it works for me. All right, cool. Then he tries to go on and justify why it's working for him. And I'm just like, all right, cool. That's fine for you. That's cool. Well, if you just want to I'm being like totally nice to him. I'm not being any way aggressive. Then he starts getting aggressive about it. You want to unfollow me? Boom, unfollowed. See ya. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, facts. Like we don't got time for this shit.
Right. Like you're like I'm telling. All right, I'm just giving you a piece of advice as a fan and as someone on this other side, that the fan side of the business that sees what people consume. I'm telling you that that doesn't work. And nope. He's steadfast that that was his method. All right, man, have fun with that. But a lot of people get turned off by being spammed 3 times a day.
Yeah. Oh, bro, I had somebody in my inbox like I'll say like it's like a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago or something like that. Dude was weird. Dude, cat was like, I didn't. Yeah, I know. Cat was like, I work with Federal Star and and like he had these acapellas, right? So you I didn't first of all I didn't know you can buy acapellas online. That's crazy. I don't think that people should do that. I don't think that should be allowed unless they're binding it on a vinyl. Um, unless they're because I feel like that'd be more official if that the case. Like I bought this on vinyl, like you know what I mean? Like what the fuck? But like he sent me messages and I'm like questioning this cat. Like he said like at first he said like all of the recent underground cats like Goon Music and Fredro and them niggas from Honey Mad and
Right.
then he said Young Buck and I was like this motherfucker said Young Buck. And first of all, ain't no Young Buck. Well, Young Buck, I don't even know when the last time I heard something from him.
2005, 06, I think it was.
Stop. He said 05 and 06.
Something like that. Shit. The last thing I saw Young Buck on was fucking Vlad TV, bro. That was for real. For real. You know you falling if you're on that.
Exactly. That's crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah,
So
people
yeah, so
wild, man.
that's what fucked me up. And I was like, and one of my peoples was putting me on. He's like, well, people gonna like try to do that and look for up and coming people to use the whatever they got and try to scam them on whatever the case. But I was like, all right, well, push that back. Then I was like, then the guy showed me the beat that the nigga sent. It's funny as hell. Funny as hell. He sent me the beat and he's like, well, I'm like, hey yo, bro, you had the nerve to send this to one of my homies, like. You wildin'. So he got mad and he was like, whatever, and then blocked me. I was like, oh shit.
Right. You gotta love when they're fucking up and then they block you.
Exactly. It's so weird, bro. Like, just say I'm desperate, nigga. Like, the fuck.
Right. Don't even say anything at all if you're gonna come across like an asshole. I've had so many interactions with crazy people lately.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. It's like, all right.
What about the cover? What about the cover artists though? Like the unique cover art?
Oh yeah, I get that a lot. That's on Instagram. You get, yeah, you need a logo. I'm like, no, we already got our logo. Yeah, you need another one? Nah, we're good. We do everything. Yeah, we're DIY, man. We do everything ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, we're not going to be renting out. We can't. You know, there's no budget to be renting out.
Exactly.
We are the budget. Our skills are the budget. That's
exactly. Like it's just crazy. Like and it was weird. The same dude that messaged me was trying to send me some art, but it was like made from AI. I said, bro, how you do your artwork? He said AI and Photoshop. I said, nah, nigga, you tripping.
Some of the AI out there is dope.
It's dope.
Some of it's dope and some of it's very imaginative, but some of it's just a knockoff of something that's already been made. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
Whoever's thought process is what actually makes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's not easy.
And yeah, and that's true, and I feel like that's like me telling AI to make a boom bap beat. what it's like no, I want to be able to use the whatever power I got in my brain to create that because I can do that. The same power that AI can do, I can do that shit. Stop playing. I can know information. But it's helpful. Don't get me wrong. It's some helpful shit. But it's just when it comes to art, I just feel like when it comes to art itself, I don't give a damn about anything else. You could tell AI to make you a dish of food. That's fine. But when it comes to painting and art, and I don't think it's that official for me. To my point, in my opinion, I don't think it's that official. Like, you
Right.
know, um,
Yeah, you're on that side.
it depends what you're doing. Let me say that.
Right.
Depends what you're doing. Like, for example, if your background right was made from AI, which I know is obviously not, but like, say if it was. You know what I mean? That's cool because look at that shit. That's fire. That's your own actual imagination. But I think like when it comes to putting your hand to a pen and actually doing this, that's something that is coming from your actual soul. Like you're
Right.
putting yourself into it.
Our Culture Corner logo is actually AI art.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Yep.
I knew he was gonna say that.
For real.
That shit is fire. That's what I'm saying. It's okay. It's fire.
He thought about it and he was like, "This is what I want to put into it." And you have to be super detailed in telling AI what you want, or it's
So
just
how detailed did you have to be? Because this, I ain't gonna lie to you, that's fire. And I kind
I
of
didn't do it. I didn't do it. The homie Anthony Gonzalez did it. So I don't even know what he put in. I just told him go to town. He came out with like 10 different things and said, "Here you go." And I went through them and I picked that one. I was like, "All right, that's dope. We like that."
and I
So
like that. I like that. I like that. I don't like it when it's being used to copy stuff.
right,
I
exactly.
don't like that.
That's what's
But when
wild.
it's if it's being used to like it's like I have two views about it. I feel like I don't like it being used to copy stuff, and I feel like when it comes to art, it just should come from your whole body, and physical being, regardless if you got to pick up something to be used and transfer that energy to something else. Like to me, that's what I deeply believe in. But like at the same time, I like how you can use it for different art purposes. But to knock off and bite anything, I hate that shit. I don't like it.
Exactly.
Um,
When they're telling like make prints of medieval warrior or something like that. Yeah, that's the bullshit. It's like, all right, that's
yeah.
someone just fuck around. You know what I mean? But for real. He just timed it. He said, spent several weeks experimenting with concepts, wording, word placement, weights of each word, use, etc., before he can finally get the image you envision, which is the Culture Con logo you see. So
Mhm.
it takes some time, but like you said, if you're just knocking shit off,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when shit like how they're making all these new tracks like Biggie doing shook ones, and yeah, it's cool to hear, but how far is that gonna go? It's not gonna go that
Right.
far. You know
Right.
what I
People
mean?
gonna be like, we want to hear this now. Like
The only
what?
thing, the only
Prodigy
thing like
rolling in this shit right
Chat
now.
GPT is going to be killing is the school system because no kid's ever going to write a paper ever again in their life, and so
Facts.
they're just going to be having AI do it. So the two generations from now, they won't even be able to write down shit.
Facts.
That's the only thing that's really going to suffer. But
Hmm.
my brother, we are coming to the end of the hip hop happy hour. So at this time, we like to do shameless self promotion. Tell us what you're doing, where you're gonna be, where we can find you, everything
Definitely.
about a new El Bay.
All right. Whoa. Or our new LB. You can reach me Instagram. Our new DP. I think it's our new productions. You can reach me on Facebook as well. Our new L, my business page. Our new LB. Um, I'm gonna be doing the show Southbridge, Mass. July 1st.
Oh
Gonna be
yeah,
doing the show with these guys. So
Espies.
yes. Um. Oh yeah. I knew underscore production 13. My apologies for the Instagram. You could definitely reach me on. Um. And yeah. I'm gonna be doing like I'm pretty soon gonna have everything else put up and be able to get more connected with people in my music. So when it comes to more platform wise. So
Oh
I
yeah,
can't wait to get that out there for you guys.
oh yeah.
Definitely. Oh, and one more thing. I got late night, early morning specials too with Marv, so coming out. So that's something I want y'all to be on the lookout because that's going to be nasty. Um, definitely. So yeah, I really appreciate you doing the show, man, and having me here.
Thank
And
you, man. Thank you for sure, for sure. We'll
just,
do it again.
Definitely.
We reoccur, I guess. It's never a one-time thing. We always have people back. It's good to sit down and chop it up.
Word.
People know what's going on, and keep up with
Mm-hmm.
culture. But all right, homie, it was a good time again.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, bro.
Enjoy life. Enjoy the wife. Great cat you got going on there. And again, thank you for joining us at the Hip Hop Happy Hour. And we out. Peace.
Right. Peace.